So hey guys, I'm back with another story time because I know you guys like me when I film in the car and make story times in the car and stuff. So I decided to come out here even though I'm a little cold, but don't worry, it's worth it. So do I have a story time for you? Okay, so if you read the title, you're probably like, what the F is she on about? Well, now I have a reason to not have children, and it's because of this little girl who just wouldn't leave me alone and was so rude to me at this party Saturday. So today's Monday. I'm filming. I don't know if I'll upload this Tuesday. I might upload it today as I'm filming it, but anyway, let's get into the story. So my mom's in town. I'm an idiot. My mom's friend is in town because she travels the world in her RV. She has the same birthday as my dad, by the way. So she's turning 49. So we went to her party, right? Because she invited us over to a party at her friend's house. And we got there. We were waiting around for everybody to show up. And a little while later, this girl, we'll call her C, because I don't want to give out her real name, even though she kind of deserves it a little bit. Just kidding. So C arrives, and she's quite funny at first, a little creepy. She was doing this thing where she had her hair over her face and was just like staring at people. She did it to me. She did it to my grandma. She did to a lot of people, and my grandma was the only one that was like trying to play with her, tickle her and stuff. So at first she was okay. And then these two little twins, they were so adorable, so sweet, so cute, very, very shy, but they were adorable. So she went to play with them, and I was fine. Like, at first everything was fine. Like, she wasn't so rude to everyone, but we'll get to that point. So later on, I'm sitting there with my mom, and this little girl comes over, and she won't leave me alone, for one thing. So I really wasn't feeling in the mood to be, like, playing with kids, you know, like, at that time. I was obviously still nice to her and everything, but I just wasn't in the mood. I wasn't down. I didn't really feel like talking to anybody all that much. I wasn't feeling my best, you know, and stuff, so I was like, I don't really want to talk right now, because I hadn't been sleeping very good in a while, so I'm like, I really don't want to talk. And she started doing her little thing again, where she was like, her hair was hidden behind her face, right? So anyway, when the rudeness started is when my mom's friend's friend, who's, we'll call her M. It was her house. She was throwing the party for my mom's friend A. I know there's a lot of people in the story. For my mom's friend A. And so she went into, M went into one of her rooms to get like this Barbie set or whatever. So this little girl, C, comes up to me and she's like, "You're going to put this together." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." Because I was not feeling it. I did not know how to do it anyway. Like, she was really rude about it. And I guess I was a little rude about it too, but not as rude as she was. She just expected me to put this together. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And so she had my mom do it. My mom couldn't do it. So then my friend Jay, I'll just call him Jay, he ended up doing it and making it for the little girls. For the little girl and the two little twins, the little girls, you know. So they got to play with that. And the little girl, the little rude girl, she kept hitting my mom with, like, the box and stuff. And she was just being really rude and disrespectful. And I think she said she was in the 1st grade. So when I was in 1st grade, I knew better than to hit somebody with something, you know what I mean? She seemed like she was a little bit old, or like she was old enough to understand that that was wrong and rude and stuff. So anyway, fast forward, she's still making some rude comments, stuff that I don't even remember. So I went outside to eat because I didn't want to be with everybody else. It was like really, really crowded. So I went outside and was sitting there fixing to eat. She comes outside and she's like, why are you sitting outside? And I'm like, because I want to. And she's like, why are you alone? And I'm like, my mom is going to join me because my mom and my grandma were going to join me outside to eat. So they came out. You know, we're just sitting there talking. A little while later, other people join us. And then Em gets this little girl C a ball. And she starts kicking it in my direction. And I didn't want to play. Again, I already explained why. I didn't want to play. She just kept kicking it into my direction. And at first it was okay, I guess you could say. But I was kind of getting freaking annoyed. So I just was like, whatever. And we went inside, got some cake. Because my mom's friend A, I almost said her name. I'm sure she wouldn't care though. A, we went in there to cut her cake. And so the little girl followed me. And I'm like, I really was getting tired of this girl following me. I was like thinking in my head, leave me alone. I don't want to play with you. Leave me alone, please. Because I like I said, I just was not feeling it. Like, I wasn't all there, if you know what I mean. Like, I was so tired because I haven't been sleeping good. And so this little girl wouldn't leave me alone. And so, like, I didn't want any cake. So I went and sat back outside just as this other lady was coming out. We'll call her D. No, let's not call her D because that sounds bad. We'll call her Danielle because I want to give her a full name instead of just initials because D is like sounds bad. So Danielle was coming out there when I was going out there to sit down. So we were sitting outside and C came out, sat down in between me and Danielle. And Danielle and I were talking a little bit. Then another girl, we'll call her Vanna, because that's in her name. So she won't mind. She came and sat down beside me and in between me and Danielle, because it was like a little circle type thing. So she was sitting down by me. And so so Danielle was talking, and this little girl interrupted her, and she was like, don't interrupt when adults are talking. Like, she was the only one that went off on this rude girl, like, honestly. Like, she told her, like, don't interrupt when the adults are talking. And she continued to talk to Vanna and me, and then she turned back to the little girl and was like, what? Like, what do you want? Like, she didn't have any patience for this little girl, because this little girl was, like, really, really rude to everybody. So she was like, what do you need? Like, she was trying to, show how the little girl was acting. And so a little while later, she was like, you're not going to have any friends if you're going to keep being rude to people. You know what I mean? Like, she just kept on being rude all the time. Oh, and another thing, actually, I think this was before cake, too. Because, M's son had to leave to get a rope for A's piñata. And so, M came and sat with me and my mom and my grandma. I think this is when, like, she saw that this little girl kept kicking the ball at me. Because this one time, she kicked the ball at me and it hurt. And I'm like, ow. And I'm like, please don't kick the ball this way. And M was like, yeah, don't kick the ball this way. Like, stop being rude or something like that. So she did get on to her. And I think this was her niece. I'm not sure. And then, all the stuff with Danielle happened. And I'm surprised she didn't make the little girl cry. Honestly, like, I'm surprised. Because she went off on this little girl for being so freaking rude. She even told the little girl, if you were my niece, or whatever the little girl was, I'm pretty sure it was niece, I would take you over my back, or over my legs and, spank her, basically. So, yeah, and then we were telling the grandma, like, all the stuff she was doing, like, how she was being really rude and stuff. And the grandma was like, I don't know why she's acting like this. I don't know why she's doing this. Like, I don't know, like, we didn't teach her to do this and stuff like that. And when she was leaving, she told Danielle, next time I see you, I'm going to beat you up, which had us all cracking up when she left. And we kind of talked a little bit about her after she left, like how her attitude, that's really not going to get her any friends and stuff. And Mom and I were talking on the way home, and I was like, yeah, she was really, really rude. So I thought I'd tell you the story time. So now I really, truly have a reason to not want any kids. And honestly, I was nice to this little girl. I wasn't rude to her, or at least not trying to be rude, but I kind of was a little rude, just a little bit. Like, I wasn't trying to be as rude as this little girl, though. I was like, I'm so done. I don't want to be here right now. Can you please leave me alone? And that's the thing. I was fixing to get ready to snap at this little girl and tell her to leave me the fuck alone. But I didn't have to do that because Danielle was like, you're rude and you're not going to get any friends if you keep treating people badly. She was very, very rude. And she was bossing the little twins around. Which those little twins were so cute. They were adorable. Oh, another thing. I was standing in line, you know, for like food or whatever. Because we had tacos. There was a taco bar. And this little girl cut in front of me with the little twins, which I don't blame the twins. Those twins were innocent. They were like 3 or 4. They didn't understand that cutting in front of somebody was rude. So I didn't have anything against them. They were really sweet, really nice, really... They weren't rude like her. They weren't throwing shit at people or kicking crap at people. So I was like, I was thinking in my head, you literally saw me standing here and you decided to cut in front of me. That's not okay. Like, that's not, but I just let it go. I'm like, I'm sick of this. I wish this little brat would leave me alone. And I was so thankful when she left. Like, I was so thankful. And so he did the piñata after the cake. I think the little brat missed the cake and the piñata. No, she had cake, but she missed the piñata. And I was hoping the little twins stuffed their pockets full of candy because I'm like, y'all deserve it after dealing with this rude little brat. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story time. I know it was weird. It was all over the place. I effed up at the beginning. And I don't wish any bad will to this little brat. I know I keep calling her a little brat because she was a little brat. Even her own aunt called her a brat. And she kept trying to wrestle with her aunt. And, like, her aunt won, obviously, because the little girl was really ticklish, which most little girls are. So, she was trying to get away from her aunt that kept tickling her and stuff. It was funny. Oh, and she was like, you, come help me, talking to me. And I'm like, no, I'm staying out of it. I would have gone over there and tickled her too. But anyway, I'm going to go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story time. I know it's, like, long, like 20 minutes. Or, well, not 20 minutes, but 13 minutes. But anyway, I'm going to go. And I'm going to film another story time. So I hope you enjoy. Bye!